Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Christopher Jones, and I'm the PE and Athletic Coordinator here in Cedar Hill, ISD. And tonight, I want to welcome you to our Booster Club meeting. I would like to thank you guys for coming out to hear me speak about the rewards of athletics after high school for your student athlete. And what we're going to discuss several topics today. And so I want you to pay attention to the following slides as we go along so I can educate you on what you need to know about your student athlete who wants to go to the next level. Our first slide is talks about the rewards of athletics after high school, the rewards of being on athletic scholarship. It talks about athletic scholarships, i.e. the full ride versus partial rides. We will discuss other scholarships available for college students, how college and university athletic programs generate funds for their schools and other organizations within their school, and we will discuss briefly pay for play. Rewards for being on an athletic scholarship. First of all, you have a free college education, and we'll discuss that a little bit. If you have a free college education, you can come out of college without debt or minimize your debt. Academic success. Statistics will show that a person that has a bachelor's degree will have a higher ceiling for earning, and you are a greater success if you have a bachelor's degree if you are on athletic scholarship. Debt-free or debt minimized. We're going to discuss student assistance fund, academic and support services, elite training facilities, exposure and experiences, and preparation for life. Rewards of being on athletic scholarship is that studies show, these are averages that are shown through studies. It says a person with a bachelor's degree earnings are 65% higher than those with a regular high school education. So if you have a bachelor's degree, you have a potential to earn 65% more over your lifetime than someone who only has a high school diploma. Also, 85% of all student athletes earn their bachelor's degree. That's roughly 8 out of 10, a little bit over 8 out of 10 young people who are on an athletic scholarship will receive a bachelor's degree. More than 150,000 student athletes receive about $2.4 billion in athletic scholarships from the NCAA and their universities per year. Average college graduate's debt is around $35,000. What that means is that you have a high ceiling and a low ceiling. A state institution is roughly around $9,200 per school year. And out-of-state tuition, if you were to go to a state institution, is a little bit over $22,000 per year. But at a private school, you're looking at a little bit over $31,000 per year. So it's an average of all these put together. So that's why they say your total debt is average is $35,000. It could be more or less depending on if you have a scholarship or not. Opportunities to get national and international exposure. That's what you're doing when you have an athletic scholarship. If you're on a scholarship, you will travel around, especially if you're a Division I school, which is FBS, and Division I AA school, FCS. These guys travel quite a bit when they go out to play other people. Athletic scholarships, you have a full ride. Now, usually at the full ride, that is when all expenses are paid, such as tuition, university fees, room and board, and required textbooks. This can include all of these fees. The only thing that's not included is that if you were to get a parking ticket on a university campus, need after-hour meals or things like that, those things are not covered. You have to pay those expenses yourself, or your student athlete will have to pay for those. Partial, Division I AA and Division II, it pays tuition and university fees. It may pay room and board, but certain things will not be paid because it's only partial. It could be a half, a little bit less than half, but it will not pay the full ride. Athletic scholarships. Facts about Division I FBS athletic scholarships. If you play football or basketball at Division I school, they have to give you a full ride or not give you anything at all. At Division I football and basketball level, there's no such thing as a partial scholarship. Also, the NCAA sets limit on the amount of athletic scholarships each school can give each year. So if your school has a particular amount of scholarships, they cannot go over those particular scholarships. The average D1 football team size is 118 athletes. only 85% of those, 85 of those can receive an athletic scholarship. The other ones are just walk-ons. They have to wait till a scholarship come available if they want to continue to play. Average athletic football scholarship per year is around a little bit over $18,273. That's a rough estimate of what they will give you on a full ride. Average D1 basketball team size for the men is around 16, but only 13 of those are on athletic scholarships. The other 3, if they have them, are walk-ons. And the average men basketball scholarship is around $14,300. Okay, so that is a little bit less than D1 football, but you still will get a full ride, a little bit less money. For the average woman that plays D1 basketball, the average size of the team is 15, but all 15 of those can be on scholarship. So that's the good thing about playing Division I basketball as a lady. You can be on a scholarship if you make the team. The average woman athletic scholarship is a little bit over $15,400, which will, like I said, pay for your room and board, pay for your meals, pay for the things that are associated with the university and their fees. Okay, it is good to note that the number of D1Fs, Division I AA FCS, formerly Division AA football, are different because the funds are lower and the amount of people on the team is lower. The average team size for 1AA is 101 athletes, but only 63 of those are on athletic scholarships. The average scholarship is a little bit over $11,000. So you drop down in funds, you have less people that can receive a scholarship if you go to 1AA. Now, other scholarships that are available for student athletes, for those that do go 1AA, you don't have to worry about paying money if you qualify for one of these scholarships here. You have an academic scholarship. If you make good grades, A's and B's, you can qualify for academic scholarship. So if you only get a partial ride at a 1AA or Division II school, your academic can pay for the rest of your schooling. If you have a special talent, if you love to sing, if you're a good singer, if you're an actor or a dancer, love music or play in the band, they can pay for the other part if you only get a partial athletic scholarship ride. They have special scholarships for minorities. If you're a person of color or a female, you can get a minority scholarship going to a university. Okay. Also, community service scholarships such as fraternities, sororities, Lions Club, FFA, FHA. These particular organizations give out partial scholarships. There's only a small amount, so you have to sign up for them, and hopefully you get chosen. If you do, those scholarships can pay for your books and other things like that to help you get through college. Funding for colleges and universities. You have donations, you have ticket sales, royalties, bowl games, NCAA tournament, and lucrative television contracts. These are the avenues in which universities earn their money. Okay, donations from alumni bring in a lot of money. Ticket sales to games. So if you go to University of Texas or Oklahoma or somewhere like that, ticket sales, they depend on ticket sales to bring in revenue. Royalties from video games or shirts they sell, caps, anything like that associated with the school, that's royalties. Bowl games, that's why they fight so hard to go to a bowl game, because that brings in revenue for the university that can be allocated elsewhere, not only to the program, but elsewhere. NCAA tournament, basketball tournament, and lucrative television contracts. We know the television contracts are getting larger and larger, but this brings in money to the university, so they want to use other monies that's allocated elsewhere. Funding for colleges and universities. There's a myth that college sports are cash cows. That's a myth, because there are only a few universities, like down here, that was noted from 2005 to 2009. These 7 universities were the only 7 universities that were substantiated by their own income from college football and basketball. They were Georgia, LSU, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Michigan, and Iowa. These are the only schools that broke even or made enough money to hold their own while they were running business. Other schools had to use university funds or federal funds to help them keep going. Much of the money generated from football and basketball is also used to support other sports that cannot be self-sustained, such as golf, swimming, tennis, track, rugby, and sports of that nature who don't generate funds or don't bring enough funds to support them. In order for them to get scholarships, the football team and basketball team at D1 or 1AA had to bring in the money, especially Division I. Ironically, most football and basketball teams don't generate enough money. So if they don't, like I said, they have to use general funds from the college, student fees, and government appropriated fees to help them to keep going. Pay for play. The debate over pay for play, should college athletes get paid to play? And some of the pros of that is that if a student athlete is able to get paid, well, what happens is that the student athlete can continue their college education even if their career ends in college by getting hurt. We know injuries is a big part of the game, especially in football and Division I basketball. But if they get hurt, usually they may have to start funding their own education if the scholarship is taken further, so if they can't continue. But if they are able to receive some type of financial assistance other than the scholarship, well, then they can continue education even after their injury. They'll be able to afford food, clothing, and other necessities. Not saying go out and buy a car with the money, but give them enough money to be able to buy the necessities it takes to survive. Another pro argument was if a band member is a band major and they get a scholarship to go to school, they're able to go out and play at jazz concerts and other venues and not get fined by the NCAA to bring in extra money. So that's one thing, that's one of the pros. Now the cons is that they always say that if you start paying college athletes, it turns into professionalism instead of amateurism. And that's a good debate, that's a good argument, but that's pay for play is a touchy subject. But when you get looking at as much money is being brought in, over $10 billion a year for NCAA Division I football and basketball, some needs to be done to help student athletes make it through college. In conclusion, we discussed free education, debt-free or minimized debt. This is some of the rewards of being on an academic or athletic scholarship when your student athlete is trying to go into college. If they're on an athletic scholarship, especially a full ride, they can come out of college, they get their degree with no debt. If they're on a partial ride, they can minimize their debt because it is still paid for more than half of their school. They can be exposed to a lot of different people, a lot of different experiences. They can meet people that can help them go to the next level, or even help them get a career once they graduate college. Academic success. Over 85% of all student athletes that play college ball graduate with a bachelor's degree. Earning potential, 65% higher than if someone who does not have a bachelor's degree. So that's good news. If you get your degree, you can get it free or partially paid for. That'll be a good thing. Preparations for life. All great athletes that play Division I football and basketball, or even Division I sports, whatever your sport may be, come out and it's easy to get a job most times you have your degree because they know that you are a leader, you have good time management, you don't mind working with others, and you're able to function in a group setting. And last but not least, elite training facilities and coaches. When you get to Division I, if you go Division I or 1AA, you have great facilities, world-class facilities. You have great coaches, strength and conditioning coach, trainers, and other things that can help you be successful. So hopefully this presentation was helpful. Have a great day.